Prime time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Turning to local news, Lloydminster City Council met yesterday to discuss a new municipal development plan, which most people present openly opposed. Our Callan Dunlop reports.
A large group of community members was present at the latest council meeting to discuss the municipal development plan. Only one person present was in favor, with 21 being opposed.
We do have a municipal development plan that was last done in 2013. There's a new version that's been brought forward. We've heard very clearly from the community some concerns, certainly around language or verbiage is what I'd like to describe it as. The concerns that associates to a much larger picture of the city of Lloydminster.
Despite issues with core sections of the MDP, there is still community optimism regarding the future of this plan.
There's some really neat ideas like enhanced green space, greater opportunities to improve the sidewalk, trail network within the community, which just helps everyone when it comes to transportation. I think there's a greater emphasis on like mixed use land use, which sounds kind of boring, but I think what it does is it actually really impacts quality of life.
Most concerns brought up during council centered on issues that may arise in the future when a new council is selected.
So you need to look at those concerns and make sure we can alleviate people's fears, because that's what I really believe it is. It's people's fears of what could happen. A lot of people said that it's not this council they're worried about, right? We've served them well, but it's councils of the future if this document isn't done properly, right? Remembering that an MDP is a 30,000 foot view of a community which has lots of changes. It's not going to be, set in stone.
Overall, the people's main gripe was the lack of community inclusion.
Working with more of the community in addition to the committees that were already set up and the engagement that happened with the public, and hopefully we can have another engagement and get more input from the community and other businesses that are more directly involved in everyday life in Lloydminster.
What was said today was heard. There's no question. Council heard it. The administration heard it. We will ask administration to go back and look at the document, some of the examples, and as I say, over the last month, we've heard from people and totally understand their concerns from that perspective.
Callan Dunlop, primetime, local news.
A high-profile member of the community was surprised when he was honored by the Lloydminster Lions Club last night.
Tonight, Aaron is here to tell us about the Border City Connects Play It Forward charity hockey event that was held this past weekend.
Aaron Buckingham thought he was at the Lions Club meeting to give a presentation on the Border City Connects Play It Forward game. But after speaking on the charity hockey game, he was surprised with an honor.
This evening, the Lloydminster Lions Club is presenting Aaron Buckingham with the 2023 Citizen of the Year.
Buckingham was at a loss for words.
I don't even know what to say. I will say I don't deserve it. There are so many more people in this community that do things that deserve this far more than I do. So the fact that they brought me over here to speak about the charity hockey game we ran last Friday, I feel a little bamboozled that I didn't pick up on this at all, but I would have never. This is something that I've seen pillars of our community win in the past. The Vic Jubas of the world, the Glenn Fagnans of the world, people that have been here longer than I have.
Aaron Buckingham moved to the Border City in 1997 and has played many different roles in the community. As a member of many clubs, supporting local organizations, serving as a deputy chief of the Britannia Fire Department, and as a member of Lloydminster City Council. Ray Tatro says it's never easy for the club to pick just one person to be recognized.
Every year you really struggle, like, why is this person better than the other person when there's so many deserving people? And Aaron is one of those guys that really fits that bill, and you know what he has for passion to make the community and the world a better place.
Buckingham says he's humbled to have even been considered for this award, let alone receive it. The Lloydminster Lions Club has been naming a Citizen of the Year for decades.
I live by a very simple slogan. I have it with my company that I own and in life in general. Focus on the success of others and your success will naturally follow.
The annual Try a Trade event is back for residents here in the Border City after a hiatus due to the pandemic. Our Shelby Clark spoke with the Lloydminster Construction Association for more details and on the reaction with the event coming back.
Joining us today for Primetime Local News is Crystal Monteith, President for the Lloydminster Construction Association. Thank you so much for giving us your time today, Crystal.
Thanks, Shelby. I'm happy to be on here.
Now, we are speaking on the Try a Trade event coming up tomorrow at the Lloyd X grounds. Now, what exactly is this event all about, and what's going to be involved, just for others out there that may be unaware?
So the Try a Trade is an opportunity to showcase the trades to students, typically around grade 9 to 10, that early high school ages come. We have over 1,500 students planned to attend this year, and 50 exhibitors to show them different aspects of the construction industry, plumbing, electrical, building construction. We have some heavy duty equipment, driver training, all basically every part of the construction industry that we can include. We try to have someone come and give the kids the opportunity to try it out.
Why would you say that this event is so important to have for the association and for residents who come out?
Well, we see a lot of kids are, when it comes to school, they're guided to college, guided to university. We want to see them also guided to the trades, show them that it is a very valuable career choice and where those opportunities can lead them. Some kids, your farm kids, they see the farm. If your parents run a construction company, you might see that. Otherwise, you probably aren't exposed to that so much in school. So we like to give them a chance to come try it out and see what it's all about.
And for people out there that are a little intrigued and maybe want to check out this event, what would you say that residents and students gain from this experience?
They will get a hands-on learning opportunity. I know Lakeland College always brings their hair styling. There's opportunities for welding. Our company actually brings a mini excavator and gives the kids a chance to test that out at the controls in a safe manner. So yeah, they'll have hands-on experience at a variety of different companies, what they can provide and what they could expect to see in the field.
That sounds like it's going to be really awesome. Now, how was support in the past, would you say, for previous Try a Trade events?
It's been incredible. We're so lucky, all the school divisions that we have on board. There's also, of course, it's open to the public, that they're welcome to check it out. I know we have a number of homeschool students that also join us, and school divisions anywhere from as far as Coronation on the Alberta side, Meadow Lake students coming from the Saskatchewan side. It's just amazing support, and we've always had positive feedback on the event. So we're hoping to provide that again.
And has the response been good so far, for this year's event as it's leading up to it?
After a couple year hiatus, I think everyone is very excited to get back in the building, see all the excited faces come through those doors and show the kids hopefully a really fun day for them.
And as you were saying, with the hiatus, is there any changes made to this year's event compared to previous years before the pandemic?
Just hopefully bringing the same amazing experience and not really any changes. We're kind of back to how we used to do it. And hoping that everybody is excited to be there.
Perfect. Now, is there any more you'd like to add on this year's event that I may have missed out on, you just want to let others know about?
Just a huge thank you to our partners in the event, SAS Jobs, Alberta, Lakeland College, and also we have a number of sponsors that have partnered with the LCA on this event as well. The Lakeland Regional Safety Committee, Gold Horse Casino, NATE, Aztec Safety, Bexon Construction, County of Vermilion River, CanSafe, SaskTel, Synovus Energy, and SIGA have all been very generous sponsors for the event to help us put it on.
Well, it sounds like you've been getting some strong support now that it's back, and it sounds like it's going to be a really great event for this year. So once again, thank you so much for joining us today, Crystal.
Thanks a lot, Shelby. Appreciate it.
Now it's time for us to check in with Shelby Clark, who has a look at your evening weather forecast.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jace Mackey. Yes, now taking a first look at your weather forecast here in the Border City for our Tuesday. We actually saw the conditions, start to smarten up a bit for today from what we have been seeing for over the past few days as we were looking at those gloomier conditions. For today, we were expecting another gloomy day, but then we have been seeing a little bit more sun peeking behind those clouds as we went through the day. So kind of a mixture of some sun and cloud, and we are still sitting like at that 16-degree mark. Even with that wind chill, it's not feeling too much cooler out there. So hopefully everybody's enjoying their day, because I would say, with the conditions and with the temperature, we are looking at a gorgeous day outside. Switching over to temperatures across the region for Alberta and Saskatchewan. On the Alberta side, most spots are seeing those double digits, just like what we are sitting at here in the Border City. Some are even matching with us. We got 16 down in Wainwright and 15 down in Provost. The rest are slightly cooler just by a few degrees. We've got those 11s for Vermilion and up in Bonnyville. Marwayne is kind of in the middle there with that 13-degree mark. Edmonton is just hitting 10 degrees, and the rest are seeing those single digits. Most are just around that 6-degree mark. So looking slightly cooler in some of those areas. Going over to our Saskatchewan side, they are looking slightly warmer compared to Alberta side, as they aren't really seeing any spots with those single digits. They are all seeing those double digits, which is nice to see. 10 degrees seems to be the coolest just up in Isle La Crosse, but we go a bit lower down and they start to slightly warm up from there. We are seeing lots of 12s and 13s on this side, and then we start to get to those 14s with St. Walburg and over in North Battleford, and then down in Macklin. Looking the nicest just at 16, matching with us here in the Border City. North Battleford will be going down to a low of -1 for their evening low temperature, so they will be cooling down quite a bit back to that minus mark as we were kind of seeing those plus temperatures for our evening lows over the past few nights. And they will be seeing some rough conditions, definitely some cloudier conditions, and also around a 75% chance of some rainfall later on for North Battleford, so just be prepared. Then for their Wednesday, 14 degrees for their daytime high, so another day with double digits, and they are going to be expecting a mixture of some sun and clouds, so should definitely be a nicer day tomorrow for North Battleford. For tonight for Cold Lake, they'll be going down to that low of -2, so hitting that minus mark once again, as we were, of course, seeing those plus temperatures. Now they'll be going back down and cooling down for tonight, but they will be expecting a clear night. And then for their Wednesday, Cold Lake will be getting a daytime high of that 13-degree mark and seeing a much sunnier day. So hopefully that'll help warm things up for Cold Lake for their Wednesday. For us here in the Border City, we also will be going down to that low of -1, and we will be expecting a couple of showers this evening. So we are going to be seeing some of those wet conditions come back. We were kind of seeing it rain a little bit this morning, so hopefully everybody's got some umbrellas ready now as we are kind of transitioning into the spring and summer season. And then for our Wednesday, we will be looking at that 13, although not expecting as much sun as what we saw today. So another gloomy day kind of expected for tomorrow, but don't worry, at least we are seeing those double digits, which will be nice. And now ending off with taking a look at your 3-day forecast. We will be seeing that for our Wednesday. Then Thursday, 10 degrees, so slightly cooling down Thursday, and seeing a lot more showers. So hopefully that'll kind of ease up as we get into the weekend. And then for Friday, be prepared. We will be expecting a beautiful day as we start off the weekend. And that's all I have for now. For a first look at your weather forecast.
That's lovely. Thank you so much, Shelby. After the break, more concerns over Saskatchewan's healthcare system. Rolling Greens Fairways is gearing up for another exciting golf season. Rolling Greens has a busy golf schedule this spring and summer, where they will be hosting plenty of golf tournaments and events for the Lloydminster area.
There's quite a few. The ones that are public, open to the public to sign up for the fundraiser style of tournaments, are all on our website, on our golf page. So if you go to rollinggreen.ca, hit the golf link and there's a drop box there, and it shows all of the different tournaments. We have as much information from our organizers of those tournaments as we can, and we'll continue to keep that updated. But yeah, there is quite a few. June and September seem to be kind of the most popular months for those tournaments, but we're definitely seeing quite a few in July and August this year as well.
And for those younger golfers who would like to get some more experience, Rolling Greens has both golf camps and tournaments for younger athletes.
We actually have a spring camp and a summer camp lined up for our juniors, 2 different age categories, age 5 to 9 and 10 and up. And so the spring one is going to run the last 2 Sundays in May and the first Sunday in June. and that gives those basic skills, gives a rundown of those basic skills. And then we are happy to have Factory Sports be our title sponsor for our junior program. And then in August, we always have, just right before school starts, we have a really fun sort of like par 3 golf tournament where they get a ton of prizes and actually get to play like a little tournament style golf tournament for them. So
Bowling Greens is planning on having regular tee times available for this Saturday. So I know golfers, no matter what the weather's like, once the snow melts, they're going to be hitting the greens there. But let's check in with Shelby Clark to see if there's going to be any nicer weather coming for when they hit the golf course this weekend.
Thank you so much again there, Mr. Jace Mackey. Yes, you know, with that weather, it's going to be nice for the golf season soon. Hopefully it will be kind of picking it up here soon, and we'll be getting that nice conditions for them to get out there and hit the greens, but we'll see. We'll see. I know it doesn't stop them. There's a lot of indoor golfing around I see all the time throughout the year, so I don't think it'll ever stop them, honestly. Yeah, they love to golf. That's the one thing about golfers. Switching over to the extended look at your weather forecast, we'll be starting off with our central zone of the provinces. On the Alberta side, of course, we are kind of seeing those same conditions as what we were looking at yesterday. Some getting slightly closer to that 20-degree mark, especially here in Red Deer, just at 17. And the rest are still seeing those double digits, but slightly cooler from what they were seeing yesterday. The coolest we are seeing is around Edmonton and Edson, just at that 10-degree mark. Most of the other spots are just a degree or a few degrees warmer compared to the rest. And then we have up in Cold Lake, as they have cooled down drastically for right now, just seeing 4 degrees. Now going over to our Saskatchewan side, they are kind of looking around the same conditions as what we are seeing on our Alberta side. Melfort seems to be the only spot on this end that is only seeing that single digit. The rest are just getting to those double digits. Prince Albert is just hitting that 10-degree mark, while it's 13, 14 still for Meadow Lake and North Battleford. And then we have that 16 down in Saskatoon. Now going over to our northern zone, they have warmed up as well from what they were looking at yesterday, with more spots now seeing those double digits. Most are just sitting around that 10-degree mark, and then the rest are slightly cooler just by a couple degrees. We have 9 there in South End, while it is 8 up in Uranium City, and in Wollaston Lake and Flin Flon just at 6 and 7. Going back over to Alberta side here for our northern zone, they are kind of still seeing the same conditions as what we were looking at yesterday, especially down in these areas here. They were kind of seeing a range between 10 to 12 degrees. Now Grand Prairie and Slavik just sitting at 8 degrees right now. Peace River is seeing those double digits just at 12, 14 up in Fort Chipewyan, and then the coolest we are looking at is Fort McMurray and High Level with that 4 and 6. Now going over to our southern zone, they have to show off once again for today, as they are seeing slightly warmer conditions than what we have been seeing through our central and our northern zones. Banff seems to be warming up slightly from what they were sitting at yesterday, as they were kind of at those single digits. So now they are just sitting around that 10-degree mark, and the rest have warmed up from there. Calgary and Coronation just at 15 and 17 as we go a bit lower. Lethbridge and Medicine Hat usually see slightly warmer conditions compared to these other areas on this side, and we are starting to see that now with Medicine Hat now just hitting that 20-degree mark. So definitely looking a lot warmer on this Alberta side. Going over to our Saskatchewan side here, they have warmed up as well. They were looking quite cool on our Saskatchewan side in our southern zone throughout last week and earlier this week, and now they are seeing those double digits a lot more in these areas. 10 degrees seems to be the coolest with Regina and Yorkton, and then we start to warm up from there. 12 for Moose Jaw and Estevan, while Kindersley is just at 14. Swift Current is beating out everyone on this side at 17, so just a few degrees off from that 20-degree mark. Now as we look at some overnight evening lows in these surrounding areas, we will be cooling it back down to those minus marks for some spots here, like Bonnyville and Paradise Hill expecting a low of -1. Meadow Lake will be just hitting that 0 mark for their minus tonight for their evening low, and then Provost and Isla Cross is still sitting at those plus temperatures for their evening lows just at that 1-degree mark. So we are slightly cooling down for those temperatures, although it will be not too bad of those temperatures. Of course, we're used to those extreme cold warnings through the winter, but now as we are heading through the spring season into our summer, we are definitely seeing some nicer temps expected for our evening lows. And most of these areas are expecting a high chance of some showers later on. So be prepared in these areas. You're definitely going to be needing those umbrellas, and it's definitely going to be expecting some wet conditions later on. And now ending off with a look at your hourly forecast for our Wednesday in the Border City for tomorrow. We will be starting off with that minus mark as always right off in the morning. Then as we go through the day, we will be hitting those double digits just at 12 degrees for a daytime high, and we won't be cooling down by too much as we go through tomorrow evening into our Thursday. And that's all I have for now. Our Jace Mackey will have the news coming up after the break.
I'm back at Border Paws Animal Shelter for another edition of Pet Project, and you'll notice that we are in a new location. We are officially in the new building, which is so exciting, and already there is a ton more space. And we are currently in one of the cat rooms, and there's about 6 cats in here.
5 in here right now.
5 in here, and they all are pretty long-standing residents. So tell me a bit about them, how long they've been here, and they seem to get along with each other very well.
Yeah. So yeah, these are our longest residents. They're clearly good with other cats. That's not an issue. Dogs, we're not really sure, but in the old shelter, they were right by all the dogs, so I'm assuming. So I'll just kind of show you who everybody is here. So this is our longest resident, our chubby girl Duchess here. She's been with the shelter for 201 days, so we would love to find her a home. She's a very sweet girl. She's put on quite a few pounds since getting here, but she came in with one of her litters, so now they all got adopted, just need to find her one. And then we have Woodstock here. He was abandoned in an apartment building. He's quite the suck. He's been here for 152 days. Then we have Echo down here. Oh, a little bit of a cat fight. She's been here for 165 days. And then I believe we have Firework here. So Firework's a little boy here, and he's been here for 115 days. And then hiding in the corners are Shy One, that's Bigfoot, and she's been here for 182 days.
So a very long time for all of them to be here, but at least now in the new building they have a lot more space to roam, and you get to see a little bit more of their personalities come out.
And it's much more inviting environment, so if you want to come down, I mean, we're not open to the public yet. We're not sure when that's going to happen. We're hoping for next week, so fingers crossed. But I mean, just follow us on social media. We'll have a big announcement. But yeah, when you come down to the shelter, it'll be a lot more inviting. You know, you can have a seat and actually play with the cats. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. Plus a lot more room, and then also the big windows. You know, in the old shelter, we had no windows in the back for the animals. So having that natural light for them is just amazing. They all seem a lot happier now that they're here.
Definitely. We have Echo coming up against our legs a bunch, so she seems very affectionate, which is amazing, and all the other cats just seem like they're just enjoying themselves a lot more. Now, speaking of the move, how has that been going? I know you started on Thursday, and you've been keeping people updated through your Facebook, so tell me a little bit about how that's going.
Yeah, so it's going surprisingly really well right now. We don't have the dogs over here yet. There's just a little bit more we needed to do on our kennels, so they're currently at our old shelter still. We just have some staff down there taking care of them, but they should be moving here sometime either later this week or early next week. And then we'll have everybody here, but yeah, no, it's going really well. It's just mainly unpacking now and, you know, tying up all the loose ends.
And now you have a Mother's Day event coming up. Tell me a little bit about those details.
So yeah, we have our Mother's Day raffle. I know there's like a purse in there, some jewelry, as well as a lot of wine, and then some slippers. I know Sheepskin Loft was one of our sponsors for that, as well as Hot Peppers. There's a couple more Tate's Liquor Store. So how that works is you just go right to our website, and then just like our booze raffle thing, there's a place to purchase tickets there, and again, they're $5 a ticket, and that will run till May 13th.
Wonderful. And I'm going to still keep asking them, despite being in the new shelter, is there any donations that you're in need of, whether it be food or even help?
Yeah, so I mean, if anybody's interested in volunteering, again, reach out. You can fill out an application on our website. Same with fostering. Kitten season's going to be starting here soon. I mean, it has started already, but I'm sure we're going to see an influx in cats. So if anybody's interested in fostering, please fill out an application for that and our foster coordinator. And then again, even just, I guess, blankets we can always use. We're kind of now getting into the nicer weather, so like sheets work really good for them. Anything that's a little bit lighter weight.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me again. It's so exciting to finally be in the new building, and I can't wait till you guys officially open. But from what I've seen so far, this place looks absolutely amazing. And they, honestly, the cats do seem so much happier and, you know, just love being here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Courtney Lakewold is with us today. Courtney is an archaeologist and also the program manager for the Bodo Archaeological Society, talking about a big event starting later this week. So Courtney, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, it is the Saskatchewan Archaeological Society as well as the Alberta equivalent. It's a joint annual conference at the Bodo Archaeological Centre starting this week. So Courtney, tell me a little bit about what is planned for this event.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, this is a joint conference between Alberta and Saskatchewan. Normally, each province does their own provincial archaeology conference, but because we're so close to the border here in Alberta, we are partnering with Saskatchewan this year. So it will be a 3-day conference. We'll just have a welcome on Thursday evening at the Provost Museum. And then Friday and Saturday all day will be archaeology talks from students and professionals in Alberta and Saskatchewan. And will have some activities out at the center, such as drawing artifacts and a Métis sash making demonstration. And as well, we have a Saturday night banquet with a keynote speaker talking about human usage of sand dunes in the past, because Bodo is an archaeological site located in sand dunes. So yeah, it should be a good time. And then on Sunday for our field trip, we're gonna go to the Treaty 6 cairn out at Sounding Lake.
Courtney, can you tell me a little bit about the Bodo Archaeological Centre and just the site itself? Some people in this area might not be familiar with it.
Yeah, you bet. So Bodo is located, it's a small hamlet about half an hour south of Provost, and I guess just over an hour south of Lloydminster. So we have a center out here where we do programming for the archaeology site. So it's one of the largest and most well-preserved archaeological sites in Western Canada. It's really high significance because there's millions of artifacts here and they can tell us a lot about how people lived in the past. So it's a really important site. It's been used a lot for teaching students, undergraduate students. And the Bodo Archaeological Society has been operating for 20 years this year. So we're one of the only groups in Canada that offers public archaeology, where members of the public can actually come dig with us, they can come see the site, and they can hold real artifacts.
Well, it's an amazing place to be for those who haven't had a chance to go there. And this weekend is kind of a convergence of all people who are interested in archaeology. So can you tell me about a couple of the guest speakers that you have planned for the weekend?
Yeah, so we have a good mix of people who've been doing archaeology for a while and as students as well. So we have people talking about Head Smashed In and the recent excavations there through the University of Lethbridge. We also have a speaker talking about the trade of obsidians. Obsidian's a really highly valued stone material that's been traded all through North America. So Tim Allen will be talking about that. And then we have some students talking about their master's and graduate research. And as well, we have an Indigenous archaeology panel with 4 Indigenous archaeologists who will be giving perspectives on Indigenous archaeology and then taking questions from participants.
Now, for most of the conference, it was required to pre-register, but there are a few sessions that are open to the public. Is that correct?
Yeah, you bet. So yeah, we do like pre-register just so we know the numbers, but it is open to the public. So if you are interested in archaeology and you want to hear any of the talks, you can come on out for the day. We'll have the talks on Friday and Saturday from about 9 till 3. So yeah, you can definitely come out and hear what they have to say. And yeah, you can find information on our website at bodoarchaeology.com. And then we have a conference page there that has all the information.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a great event this weekend. Courtney, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today, and I wish you luck with everything on the weekend.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Ending off with a quick look at your 7-day forecast now. So for today, right now, if you are stepping outside whatsoever, just be prepared. The wind is starting to pick it up, so it's definitely getting windy out there, so please be careful. We are even seeing some garbage and everything flying around. It's getting pretty scary. You're getting some dark clouds, but it should still just be some rainfall. Just be on the lookout and check Environment Canada. Now, looking at our 7-day forecast from what we can see tomorrow, we will be looking at that 13 degrees and a little bit more cloudier conditions. Then as we hit Thursday, we are expecting some more rainfall, so that should help kind of clear some dust and dirt away on the roads. And as we head into our weekend, we should be getting a lot more sunshine with 16 both Friday and Saturday, and seeing that continue on through the weekend onto our Sunday. So beautiful weekend ahead, so please make sure, be prepared for some beautiful conditions. Just keep pushing through these gloomy ones. And as we head into next week on Monday, getting closer to that 20-degree mark, and we will see those double-digit temperatures continue through the rest of next week.
Thank you so much for that, Shelby. Just got to get through the next couple of days and hopefully we'll have some sun. Really looking forward to finally getting some warmer conditions as we head into spring and into summer. That's our show for this Tuesday night, though. Thank you all so much for joining us here on Primetime Local News. Have a great night, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow.